If you love eating oats in the mornings for a healthy breakfast, but are looking to shake things up from your usual oatmeal or overnight oats, then you need to give these delicious blended baked oats a try. Unlike typical baked oatmeal, which has more of a chewy texture, these blended baked oats produce a soft and fluffy cake-like texture that almost feels like you're eating dessert for breakfast. They're made with a lot of the same nutritious ingredients that we typically use for overnight oats or oatmeal, and you can make them as healthy or as indulgent as you like. They're quick and easy to make with just a few simple ingredients. I'll make the process super simple and break it down into 3 easy steps. 1. Prepare the batter. 2. Mix in any add-ins. And 3. Throw it into bake. Today, I'll walk you through this process and also show you 4 of my favorite recipes and flavor combinations. First, we're going to start off by preparing our base recipe. Into a high-speed blender, we're going to add half a cup of oats. You can use rolled oats or quick oats, but just make sure not to use steel cut oats because they won't produce the right texture. Next, let's add half a teaspoon of baking powder, which will help give us a fluffy, cake-like texture. To that, add a 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk or any other milk of your choice. Then throw in 1 large egg to help the ingredients bind. If you want to make this vegan, you can exclude the egg. Into that, we're going to add 1/2 of a ripened banana. Make sure to use bananas that are spotted or browned as they'll be naturally sweeter. The banana helps add moisture to the baked oats, but if you don't like bananas, you can substitute it with a 1/4 cup of applesauce instead, which will have the same effect. Blend all the ingredients together for about 30 seconds until it turns into a smooth, runny batter. One quick tip is if you don't want to take out a blender every time you make this recipe, you can instead use 1/3 of a cup of oat flour, which you can either buy at the grocery store or grind half a cup of oats into a powder using a blender or food processor. I like having a bag of oat flour on hand to use whenever I like. It saves me a lot of time. Then all you have to do is throw the oat flour into a mixing bowl and mix in all of the ingredients from our base recipe. Whisk the ingredients together until you get a smooth, runny consistency. Now that our base batter is done, let's grab an 8-ounce ramekin, which is oven safe and a perfect size for this recipe. We'll first need to grease our ramekin with a cooking spray to prevent sticking while it bakes. Then, let's pour in our batter mixture for us to mix with other ingredients. When it comes to mix-ins, you can use anything you like, from berries and sliced fruits, to chocolate chips, nuts and nut butters, spices and powders, sweeteners, and a whole lot more. For this, I'm keeping it simple with some blueberries, some crushed nuts, and a splash of maple syrup. Give it a quick mix, and it's now ready to bake. Today, I'll be using my air fryer, but you can also use an oven instead. Let's preheat our air fryer at 300 degrees for 3 minutes. When it's ready, let's put our ramekin in and bake it for about 12 to 15 minutes. If you're using an oven, bake it at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. All air fryers and ovens are different, so cooking times may vary. The baked oats will be ready when it has risen and is slightly golden around the edges. Let it cool for a few minutes and then dig in. And look at this delicious, perfectly fluffy cake-like texture. It tastes just like cake, but made with oats and other nutritious ingredients that you can customize and be creative with. If you want to store it away to enjoy later, you can refrigerate this for up to 5 days, and then just reheat it again before eating. Now that you've learned how easy this is to make, I'm going to show you 4 of my favorite baked oats recipes that you can try at home yourself. Our first recipe is this decadent double chocolate baked oats. Let's start by combining our base recipe of oats, baking powder, milk, an egg, and half a banana. To this, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Give this all a good blend for about 30 seconds, and then let's grab our ramekin, grease it with cooking spray, and pour the mixture in. To this, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chocolate chips, give it a good mix in the batter, and then top it off with another half tablespoon of chocolate chips. Throw it into the air fryer or oven to bake, and when it's ready, carefully take it out and let it cool down for a few minutes, and then grab a fork or spoon and dig in. Look at how perfectly fluffy, soft, and moist this bite is. This one tastes a lot like a brownie, so if you have a sweet tooth for brownies like I do, you need to give this one a try. Our next recipe is one of my favorites. It's our peanut butter and jelly baked oats. In a blender, let's combine our base recipe of oats, baking powder, milk, an egg, and half a banana. To this, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Let it blend until smooth for about 30 seconds, and then let's grab our ramekin, grease it with cooking spray, and pour only half of our batter mixture in while saving the other half. We're then going to add 1 tablespoon of this mixture of jam and frozen berries that I've heated up. and then drizzle 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter. And then we're going to pour the rest of our batter mixture in right on top. I've got just a little bit of peanut butter and jam left, so I'm going to stir that in as well. Throw that into our air fryer or oven to bake, and when it comes out, it's going to look something like this. I'm going to add another half tablespoon or so of our jam mixture and drizzle a bit of peanut butter on top. And after a few minutes of cooling down, let's grab our spoon and dig in. You can see that the baked oats is perfectly cooked and fluffy, while the peanut butter and jam filling complements the cake beautifully. This is literally mouth-watering and one of my favorite recipes. Our next recipe is this delicious apple cinnamon baked oats. In a blender, let's combine our base recipe of oats, baking powder, milk, and egg, and instead of our usual half banana, we're going to use a 1/4 cup of applesauce. To that, we're going to add a tablespoon of maple syrup, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of nutmeg. Let it blend until smooth for about 30 seconds. Then take a ramekin, grease it with cooking spray, and pour in the batter mixture. We're then going to throw in about a 1/4 cup of diced apples and a tablespoon of chopped pecans. Give it a good mix until it's stirred into the batter. Then top it off with some more diced apples and chopped pecans and a pinch of ground cinnamon. Throw that into our air fryer or oven to bake. When it comes out, it'll look something like this. And then I'm going to drizzle just a splash of maple syrup on top. And after a few minutes of cooling down, let's grab our spoon and dig in. As you'll see, this recipe is on the gooier side, but when it's combined in a spoonful with the cake part, it really is delicious. Our last recipe is this classic carrot cake baked oats. In a blender, let's combine our base recipe of oats, baking powder, milk, an egg, and half a banana. To this, we're then going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. Let it blend until smooth for about 30 seconds. Then grab a ramekin, grease it with cooking spray, and pour in the batter mixture. When it comes to our mix-ins, we're going to take roughly 1 small carrot and grate it until we have about a 1/4 cup of fine shavings. Let's add 1 tablespoon of chopped pecans, and then give it a good stir until it's all mixed and combined. I'm then going to top it off with some more chopped pecans and grated carrot, and then throw it into our air fryer or oven to bake. When it comes out, it'll look something like this. I'm going to drizzle just a touch of maple syrup on top. Let's give it a few minutes to cool down, and then grab our spoon to dig in. This classic carrot cake comes out so soft and fluffy and tastes incredibly delicious. I hope this video gave you some inspiration to try making your own blended baked oats at home. They're easily one of my favorite recipes to enjoy as a breakfast, dessert, or as a snack. If you give these a try, I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch more, click here for another video. And if you enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.